Hi guys, welcome to my channel, The Determined Gardener. We are with Olivia and we are here in her beautiful garden. Now, if you plan on gardening, you don't have to garden in a big space. You can garden in any space, and she gardens in her front yard, right, Olivia?
Yeah.
And it's a small space, right?
It is 40 by 50 feet.
Wow, exactly. How long have you been gardening?
I started in about 2018, 2017. And then when we moved here, we bought this property in 18, and this was all grass and trees. So I figured with my kids, why not grow some fruit?
And she has so much fruit and vegetables and so many pollinators and flowers, and you're about to see it. You don't plant any of this, right?
No. When we bought the house, a lot of it, especially the echinacea, was all here. And this was, in theory, a traditional garden. It was just flowers. The comfrey I planted.
And this is the comfrey right here, right?
Yes. So if you feel it, it has like kind of like a rough, prickly feeling. But you can actually dry that down and make an oil with it, and it's good for healing bones and healing wounds. It has a deep taproot that goes very far down, and it also brings up nutrients that most other plants can't reach.
So you have like how many plants in this garden? Let's just walk around and see.
This is a squash, butternut squash, and there's actually a couple of babies on here. It's from the female flowers.
Oh, wow.
That one actually has a little fruit on it.
You have so many sunflowers.
None of my sunflowers did I plant this year. All these sunflowers were planted by the lovely squirrels and birds, and I definitely thank them for that because...
who's doing a cameo?
Oh, hi, Khaled. That's Khaled, the garden cat.
Hi, Khaled.
Hi. That's my sweet boy. He makes sure that the bugs are in order, the squirrels are in order. So here we have squash that's getting ready. It's been pollinated. We have a couple of male flowers still open, which is nice for the pollinators to come in during the cooler hours of the day and help pollinate things. We also have lavender in this bed, which the pollinators love and the pests don't, which is great to keep everything else healthy and in order here.
Let's look at your echinacea. You have a whole garden of echinacea.
Oh yeah.
None of this that you planted.
No. So it seeds readily on its own, and the birds love these. So when the season starts to die down in the fall, I actually let all of these heads go to seed, and it keeps food for the finches when there is nothing else around, which in turn provides me plenty of echinacea. Echinacea is actually really good for upper respiratory colds. So you can cut the heads, or after the plant's been here for about 2 years, you can pull it up, grab the roots, clean them off nicely, let it dry out, and make a tincture with it. You can do apple cider vinegar, you can do a high volume alcohol, or you can do glycerin for kids.
Awesome. So much. I didn't know you could do so much with echinacea. I just thought it was a beautiful flower for the butterflies and hummingbirds.
A lot of people don't realize a lot of our flowers, our perennial flowers, our native flowers, they have a lot of purpose, not just for the pollinators and the birds, but for us. They provide medicine everywhere.
So Olivia, I'm looking at this wonderful trellis, and it is, wow, it's spectacular. Now, you did not get this from a big box store, right?
No. My handyman husband came in, and I showed him a couple videos on Instagram and YouTube on how to go about building them in the style, and he put them all together for me. I have 5 beds on one side. They are 2 by 10s, and this one is a 4 by 10. And the big one, which is new, this is a 4x20. So we will do trellising on one side and the other side for our low growers. Plenty of food can be grown in the raised beds, and it helps for my younger kids to be involved. It's a perfect height for picking, not as much bending to the ground, and it allows for vertical growth, so you actually get more growing space when you use that upper space. And it also lessens pests. It also lessens viruses because now you're up off of the ground and there's more airflow.
I see some Granny Smith apples. You don't have to go to the store, right?
No. This has produced for us 3 years now, and they get a couple of bugs and bites, but that's what happens in nature. And my kids love Granny Smiths. That was one of the main reasons why I chose Granny Smiths and Golden Delicious, because you want to grow what you're going to eat. Perfect for pies, perfect for fresh eating, sending your kids to school with them. And they'll be ready in about September. Perfect time to start school.
Yeah, and I saw some peaches there too, right?
Oh yes.
I tasted that. It was so good.
I'm glad you liked it. This is a Red Haven peach tree, and it produces phenomenally. It's perfect for our zone, very hardy, very cold tolerant, and produces, as you can see, plenty of fruit. I've already harvested twice from this tree, and it has been about 22 pounds of peaches each harvest.
Goodness, I didn't know you could. And you can do that in the Northeast. People
Absolutely.
in the Northeast or in colder zones don't think that they can do this.
They don't realize how much fruit you can actually grow in your zone. Even though we get snow, it's okay. You need to find the varieties for your zone specifically, but you can grow peaches, apples, berries, pretty much anything.
But how many sunflowers do you have in your garden? Oh my goodness. I don't know where to
I
start.
have probably over 30 sunflowers in this garden.
Varieties, right?
Different varieties. So these were pretty much planted from the squirrels and birds. So they're actually a cross-pollination of last year's sunflowers. So some of them are super tall, multi-heads that normally are not. And we had some amazing colors this year, from bright yellows, purples, maroons, almost like a white, a very light yellow. And the heads on these things are pretty good, and they're super tall.
You can feed it almost like a whole block with this.
Yes.
With this raised bed.
Especially if you do square foot gardening, so you can pack more in 1 square foot. Getting into the blackberry patch here, I had my husband also rebuild me a trellis. I had him do this twice, and it's worked out so much better because, again, it keeps all the fruit off of the ground, and it's so much easier to pick. Everything is in eye level, and when everything is ripe, you know the perfect time to pick them. And my kids can reach everything, and plenty of jam has been made.
How many times do you go to the supermarket?
I really try to lessen the amount of time I go to the supermarket, especially for produce like your fruits and vegetables. I just started learning how to make bread, so that's another thing that,
Cool.
yeah, minimal ingredients, and there's so much to teach your kids.
What kind of tips can you give people that want to grow like this?
Wood chips. Wood chips will be your best friend. It makes it easier to weed. It also helps retain the moisture in the soil, so you don't really have to worry about overwatering. At the end of the season, I cut most of the old canes down, and it comes back up every year. Snow on top of it. I don't really cover much of anything as much as the bare ground goes.
And we talked about that mulch from Home Depot, right?
Yeah.
You don't buy that mulch, right?
I do not. I usually go online to a company called Chip Drop, and you could also just reach out to your local arborist, and whatever trees they cut, they can bring you all the fresh mulch, and it's free, it's local, and there's nothing sprayed on it. That's one of the biggest things. I know people like the aesthetic of the different colors, but for me, I'd rather not have any of that wash into my soil.
Because a lot of us want that pretty red, black mulch,
Mhm.
and it doesn't, you don't think it's good?
No, they're dyed. They're sprayed with a lot of other chemicals to preserve those colors. And all of that washing into your soil is not good for the microbes in your soil. You don't know what those dyes are, what they contain. And especially when you're growing your own food, you don't want any of that uptake into any of your plants.
So none of that is in this garden?
No.
All natural?
All natural, as natural as I can be. So these are actually my carrots that have gone to seed. I allow them to do that because, as you can see, the pollinators love them, whether it's bumblebees, honeybees, our local native bees, the little small guys who do most of our pollinating. They get plenty from here. So they look pretty, they smell very nice, and as long as I can bring in pollinators naturally, I'm happy.
And I see so many pollinators in here.
And that's the thing, I try not to spray anything or any extra chemicals to keep other bugs like mosquitoes and things away, because that's who it really affects. It affects our local pollinators. And that's who we need. We need to preserve them, take care of them as much as we possibly can, because when we take care of them, in turn, they take care of us. Without them, we would have no food. That's our source. I have a couple of blueberries underneath that I have covered because the birds love blueberries, and so do my children. So I let a couple sides of them stick out to provide for the birds, because the birds also eat big bugs. And I plan on actually making a bed here. These sunflowers, again, lovely birds, have pollinated and spread the love of sunflowers.
And what's that big tree?
This tree here is actually one of my cherry trees.
Oh, it's a cherry tree.
Yeah, so cherries are not in season right now, so that's why she's very bare. I picked cherries in, I want to say, April. That's when she was in her glory. There was fruit all over her. But now she's just resting for next year.
She needs that rest.
Oh yes, because she definitely provides very much for us. The kids come out fresh picking. I have 2 sweet cherries. That's this one here and the one in the back there. And then I actually have 2 sour cherries in the front. They're smaller. These are going to be pruned back a little more just because I'm small in stature. So less laddering for me. Just experience. I'm always like nervous to prune, but since I've been doing this for a while now, I've gotten more comfortable. The trees are very forgiving. Most of them, you want to have an open center. So any branches that are going inwards towards your center. So this will be cut at the end of the year. A couple of these. You don't want them to cross each other either. So you want to prune on an outward facing bud, which would be here. And that will give you the spread that you need, and also the open center to keep your airflow. Also helps with disease and pests.
He doesn't have hydrangeas.
When we first bought this house, we had them in the front, and only our peonies came back. Not sure what happened. I do want to put more hydrangeas in. I love how pretty they are.
They grow well here in Zone 7B.
Absolutely. And the more you prune them after the buds are spent, the more they'll flower for you.
I have about 30 hydrangeas. I'm a hydrangea addict. I love them. They're beautiful.
They really are. These are just more blackberries. This is the other side of that trellis. So this cane is new, has not bared any fruit. So when I go to actually prune everything back at the end of the season, this will stay. And as spring opens back up, she'll send out flowers. And this is where next year's fruit's coming from. These older canes that have bared fruit, you can actually see some of the spent buds on them.
Oh, so those are the raspberries.
These are actually blackberries.
Yes, blackberries.
And they're still red because they're not fully ripened yet. And once they're ready, they turn black and they're ready for fresh eating.
If anybody has some questions about what they should do when it comes to gardening, just leave it in the comments section and me and Olivia will answer your question as soon as possible.
I don't fertilize, and if there is any fertilization, I use the Comfrey because it's a perfect chop and drop. So pretty much I'll take a bunch of pieces that I've pruned out and I'll lay it across the floor and let it break down on its own. And that's as much fertilization as they get. You can also make a compost tea with it. You just chop a bunch of pieces up, put it in a bucket of water. I would suggest covering it a little bit just to keep the mosquitoes out. And once it's ready, you do a ratio. You can start with a 1-to-1. So 1 scoop of your mixture to water, and they will be grateful. This is the Comfrey. So it makes a tall stalk in the middle, and then these beautiful buds come out. There's one here that's actually have flowers on it, and they're like bell-shaped. The bees love them, and once these are spent, I pull them because these will readily seed, and just chop them up, and they stay beautifully green, and that's what feeds your other plants. It has a lot of nitrogen in it to help, which keeps your plants beautifully green. I actually plan on pulling a couple because they're grown by their roots or their seeds. So if you pull this up, it actually has, I can pull this one for you. So this deep taproot here goes very far into the ground, pulling up as much minerals as it can. So you could actually take this, break it off, and the root you can replant somewhere and it'll literally grow just from this. You don't actually need to have any green on the top. This root is very resilient.
I think that root's coming home with me.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
I am now a Comfrey addict.
And then this, pretty much as it is, you just rip it into a couple pieces, and I'm going to go put it down by those blackberries.
Yeah. Let's see. And that will do what? That will
as it starts to break down, all the nutrients from this will break down and feed the plant.
We'll just put it like that?
Mm-hmm. Nothing special. It's really easy.
Any plant?
You can do that with any plant.
From the perennials like flowers and veggies?
Yep.
Oh wow. And does it suppress weeds?
Yes. If you get a bunch of it, I like to use the lawnmower most times. Go over it with the lawnmower. Again, that plant is very resilient, and it cuts it up into finer pieces. You can lay that down more of like a mat, and it will suppress weeds, fertilize, and there you go. That's really it. They are very, very beautiful. The purple, some of them have come up like a little bit of like a light pink flower, and they are always buzzing. They come up nice and early in the springtime. So again, that allows to keep your pollinators happy and around. Okra, there's a couple of peppers from last year. Most people don't realize they can overwinter their peppers. It's tough. At least it's been tough for me. But you pull them out and you prune them back. Take all the flowers off, most of your foliage, and just watch it as you keep it in the house or in your greenhouse if you have. You just make sure she doesn't fully dry out and that she won't get any frost anywhere. And you can plant her the following year and she will be your first producer.
I always buy peppers, pepper plants.
Yeah.
I never overwinter them.
So I just started overwintering this year, and then I also do them from seed. Peppers do take a while to grow, so you really want to start your peppers here. I try to start them in December, January in your cooler climates. So again, if you have a greenhouse or a little windowsill in your kitchen, you can definitely start your own peppers. And it's fun. Your kids learn to grow things from seed. It's made it a little difficult for some things. One day it's hot, one day it's cold. One day you have sun, then you don't. But the plants have been very resilient, to be honest. I put these squash in probably a month ago. And oh yeah, I've been busy. My youngest is starting pre-K, so we've been busy in the house. But you just throw them in and you see what happens, and then you learn from there. Don't be discouraged by being late. Don't be discouraged by, oh, well, it says that we don't have enough time. It'll work itself out. It really will. It does. Nature definitely does. It's very resilient and it's very forgiving. It's all about learning what works for you. You can be in here hours watering, or you can just come in here whenever you have the time, really. The wood chips definitely give you that grace. He's inside the flower.
Oh, what is he doing? He's napping, I think.
Yeah. So sometimes I actually have bees come in and take a break from the heat, and they come and they'll lay inside of a flower. They'll hold on to a leaf and just cool themselves down, take a rest.
And what is this? I
That,
don't want to break it. What is that?
That is a squash.
Is that a squash?
I'm not sure of what the name was.
It's huge.
Yeah, I think it even gets bigger. It's almost like a gagoots, which is like a long Italian squash. So we'll see.
There's another squash right there, all vertical.
Vertical growth is your friend. She always had an allotment in England.
Because you would think that since this is a body of water, you'd have more mosquitoes.
Right.
You don't. Right?
No.
Because of nature is just acting and helping itself.
Absolutely.
This is your lily pond.
Yes, it is. It actually started with 2 tubers and now has become multiple. So I actually pull them out, and I've actually just given some to my grandmother for her pond. I have goldfish in there, and the reason is they help keep down mosquitoes. And the pond itself, I have this bamboo that sticks out of it. The dragonflies land on it and they lay their larvae in the water. So the dragonflies actually help keep your mosquito population down as well as the goldfish. I'm more of a set it and forget it.
Set it. And that's the trick, right?
Yeah.
That's the secret, right?
Yeah. So
don't fuss over your garden.
Don't, because you'll make yourself crazy and it will work itself out. So like this, mullein. I have grown mullein from seed, I think my first year ever gardening. This grows back every year in different spots. These little flowers the bees love. Then they turn into the dry pods here, and there are thousands of seeds in here. It will drop and create a whole new plant. Mullein is actually very good for upper respiratory and ear infections. You can use the flowers in oil, and you can put them on like a warm sock and put it over the ear for ear infections. They call it I think it's called like the wild man's toilet paper because it is very soft, like a toilet paper if you're in an urgent need.
Are you telling me you're not the nearest store, and if you have this,
Absolutely.
this is an option.
Yes. It grows wild. You'll see it on the side of the road sometimes. Obviously, you want to be cautious of side of the roads because if your local municipality sprays, then you want to try to find a more local, cleaner place. Parks, give or take, will have them. The birds and the bees love them, and they grow super tall, and that's kind of why I really like them.
Yeah, look how tall it is. How tall? It's like what, almost 20?
Yeah, I'm like 5 foot.
Oh, so this is like almost like 17 feet.
Yeah. And it makes new shoots every time. As it goes down to the bottom of the plant, it'll send out taller and taller shoots. I try to also show people that if you don't want to necessarily do fruit because you have the concern of animals, the least we can do for nature is to provide more of our native pollinators food. So I like to do roses on the inside, sunflowers, cosmos. We have a couple of carnations, which carnations come back every year. Another perennial that you can set and forget. I trim them back sometimes. I grow them in pots and in the ground.
I see the carnations. Are these zinnias?
Those are dahlias.
Yes, I can't grow dahlias for the life of me.
So I had a struggle with dahlias my second year because I thought I could put them in pots and leave them out in our zone. And that is an absolute no-no. They will freeze. These are in the ground. Last year, I put another set in the ground and again, covered with the wood chips. Keeps them from freezing, and they have come back every year. This one I've had since 2019.
Oh, wow. So it works.
Yes.
Because dahlias are not supposed to grow in our zone.
No, they're not supposed to overwinter. I like to push things to see how it works out, and it's worked. I have a couple of zinnias.
Oh, and these are the zinnias. They're beautiful. I love the color.
Thank you. Those are self-seeded from last year. My flowers pretty much, they do their own thing.
I know, I see. And they're happy.
Yeah.
You can tell that they're happy.
I let them seed themselves.
All on the cycle.
So I have sunflowers in here. I have a couple carrots in here for my smaller pollinators who love them. Marigolds self-seed very easily. They overwinter the seeds in the mulch and come back. They haven't failed me. These are cosmos that sowed themselves.
Cosmos are not, they're not like hardy in our zone either.
No, so a frost will kill them. There's actually another one on the other side. And one thing that I learned this year is I had a couple branches come off, like break off because they got really tall. So you could actually take this, and you see it's low to the ground, it has those little buds there. You can put that in a pot and it will actually root itself. And you can get more cosmos out of one plant.
Another sunflower, gorgeous. This would be so much in the big box stores.
Oh yeah.
And look at that beautiful pollinator right there. He's enjoying himself.
It's been definitely nice and always a surprise when the sunflowers self-seed because you never know what it's going to look like. When they come up and they're all closed, it's always, look, we have a little one here. You know that it's going to be somewhat of a maroon, but you don't know how much of the color.
I haven't seen this color before.
So I think it's a cross of a couple of flowers that I've had. Last year I did a rouge sunflower, so it's like a deeper purple, but I also did a couple of these yellow ones, so I'm not really sure. They have different like sunbursts.
And these are the blueberries right here.
Yeah.
You cover your blueberries, right?
I do. I cover them slightly, just so that the birds can have some and my kids can have some. It's great for a little snack during the day for them. Add it to your yogurt. Great for smoothies.
What made you start gardening?
One of the biggest reasons, I have 3 kids, and noticing what is in the grocery store is not what I want for them. I want them to learn that your food is very important, knowing where it came from, knowing the process that goes into it. It's not about, it's so easy to just go to the grocery store and pick it up, because you don't realize the effort that goes into growing your own food. The flavor is different when you eat local. It's very important for them. Also, my great grandmother used to have an allotment in England. So an allotment is a local garden. It's a group that multiple people can have their own plots. So they used to grow their own food there. And I've always loved that. So years later, it finally, it turned into definitely this.
Lavender, I see lavender.
Lavender is great for making teas, making little satchels to help your kids sleep. It's beautiful. The pollinators love it. Smells nice.
So this is really crazy. Guys, I learned that Olivia does all this, right? How extensive her garden is. She waters by hand.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I love just coming out here, so it helps with that as well. It takes a while to water. I have upgraded from a watering can to actually using rainwater from my pumps. It takes, I want to say, a solid 3 hours for a deep water. Don't be alarmed though, because with the wood chips, you're not watering every day. Sometimes I get 3 to 4 days out of a water, and the longer wood chips sit and over winter and the snow melts down into it, it actually, the wood chips act like a sponge. So it retains a lot of that water deep down. So your trees and your flowers will become very resilient from that.
Khaled, how are you? The garden cat. What does Khaled actually do besides just sleep and relax?
He chases away any squirrels that decide they're gonna come and eat fruit.
Khaled, I need you at my home. I got a squirrel.
I've actually seen him recently chase lantern flies.
Oh, okay. Looking for the brownie in the town now, right? What was your first plant?
My first plant was the elderberries. The elderberries I put in, and I also did blackberries. Those are my first things that I put in the ground to bring it to where it is now.
Wow. Milkweed. That is an extraordinary looking vegetable.
It is a flower.
It's a flower, milkweed, right?
Mm-hmm. And it's also very good for the pollinators, especially the butterflies. Monarch butterflies love it. They lay their eggs on it, and their caterpillars will eat that and turn into the chrysalis right here. It's high nutrients for them. It's actually one of the best foods for them.
Caterpillars.
Yes, for the caterpillars. Normally it has a flower on it. That's what these pods are. They were once the flowers. And once they're pollinated and go to seed, they turn into those clusters. I try to harvest every day or every other day. That could take me, if I have my kids come out, that could take me about an hour. And that's harvesting everything from the blackberries, the blueberries, the peaches at times. You just have to jump right in. If it If it dies, just try again. I have sunflowers growing out of everything. Absolutely. I have plenty of them. Anytime you need them, I got them. And I tell people that all the time. Like, that's why I love when people stop by and ask questions, because I want them to understand that it doesn't have to be to this scale. It can be a pot, it can be a smaller bed, it can be in ground. But to start it, you'll feel so happy with yourself once you start. And I'm like, you guys need seeds? You guys need any ideas? You guys want some plants? Please come by, stop, and ask questions, always. I have to put her back so she gets back into full sun.
Oh, so these are your lemons.
Yes.
Trees. Oh, wait, there they go. Yep. Lime. There we go. Wow, and you're growing it in a bag. What's the secret of growing it in a bag?
So because they are frost sensitive, growing it in a bag allows me to pick them up when the weather starts to get cold and bring them inside. With the lemon, my grandmother told me that you could actually make a tea with the leaves.
Oh, wow.
What it's good for, not sure, but it's delicious.
I know. Can't eat lemon.
It has like a little bit of like a citrus note to it, but it's still green. It's very, very nice.
This is Clary sage?
Yes.
What's
It's I don't know how to explain her.
Like sage.
Yeah, so it has a cool little flower like that. The pollinators love it because they go in and they have to like work this down so that they can get inside of the flower to get pollen. Again, another one who readily seeds. It comes back every year. To my knowledge, it's native. Bird of paradise. My mom gave that to me. That comes inside. And again, now it just makes your inside nice and green.
Oh my goodness.
So these are my grow towers. I made them all strawberries. You could grow anything in them. Doesn't have to be strawberries. You can grow flowers, you can grow vegetables, and they have a spinning bottom. And again, you can grow, I think this holds like 72 plants in one tower. So it doesn't have to be to a large scale.
How do you water this?
You water from the top here, and it has dish segments underneath with holes. So when you water, you can fertilize from here if you want to as well, and it will feed down all the way to the bottom. I have to get a spinner for this one because these actually used to be out in the garden, but I figured why not bring them up here? My smallest can reach easily. These are deeper, so you can do more so carrots in here, anything that has like a deep root to it. And again, you water from the top, comes all the way down here.
These are all your strawberry pots?
Yes. So
like
I tried to take them from off the ground. They're a great ground cover, but it's, again, easier for my kids to walk out here from the kitchen and pick right from the banister. Eye height for everybody. And again, these come back every year. So I trim them back to the crowns. You can mulch them with straw. I haven't mulched these, so they've come. That's a Rose of Sharon. And as you can see, she has plenty of pollen. He is covered. Plant them in the ground, and because it's terracotta, it will wick the water for you slowly next to your plants.
This terracotta. What is it called?
Olea. Olla.
And what does it do?
You use it for watering. So you can put it into a pot and you fill it from the top and you cover the lid, and that will slowly water whatever your plant that's near it, will wick whatever it needs. So instead of watering the actual ground, you can water directly into that.
Oh, really? And it seeps into the ground?
Because it's terracotta, another natural clay, it wicks it right on out. That's a honey fig, so it stays green. They don't turn brown when they're ready. I definitely try to push my zone a little bit. It works out sometimes, especially now they do have a cold hardy variety of avocado. A lot of people don't like the wait time though. So one thing is, like, you have to wait, give or take, a year or two once you put them in the ground. But once they start to produce, they only produce more and more every year. So it makes the wait well worth it.
Oh guys, we had such a great time visiting Olivia's garden. It's so extensive. It is beautiful. You can grow flowers, vegetables on your property. You don't need a big space. And it's all about natural, organic, fresh, feeding your family.
Providing.
I know, and we are in zone 7B here in Long Island, New York, and it gets really cold. And you can see from this, all of this, you can grow. And it's not a lot of work. Mother Nature takes care of it.
Yes.
So guys, if you have any questions for Olivia or me, you can leave it in the comment section. We will definitely answer your question. Thank you so much for joining me here on my channel, The Determined Gardener. Don't forget to hit that sub button, subscribe, and like this video, and share it with your family and friends. Until next time, bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys.